Hello, 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 my amigos. Welcome aboard. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. And right now, it's time for Liftoff.
10, 9, 8,
Countdown
7,
with me.
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
0.
Let's go, guys.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Woo-hoo! Hold on tight.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. And get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name. On Vaughn Radio. It's the show. Let's go.
All right. Welcome aboard, amigos. It's time for another exciting edition of your favorite English show. Well, I hope it's your favorite English show. It's The Show with No Name 2.0, a totally interactive English show, and you can participate every single day on YouTube. If you can't tune in live, you can listen on Spotify, iVox. You can also listen on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts. That's the show with, you can search for The Show with No Name, or you can search for Vaughn Radio, whatever's easier for you. Also, remember, every Friday, that's once a week, weekly, you get a new episode. So now there's a brand new episode of FYI that has come out, and this is an FYI episode on hip hop. That's right. It's an episode that we did. I say me, because also I always get some help from my wife, from my friends. I love to get feedback, even from my students, when I'm preparing these episodes. So, folks, if you haven't listened to it, I get it. It just came out a few hours ago, but it is fresh. It's a new episode of FYI, and it's on hip hop. Check it out wherever you download your podcasts. All right, there's my little freestyle rap. Bear with me. Paciencia conmigo. I think I need a little more coffee, but I see you guys don't. I see you guys are ready to rock. So let's start out with some comments from all our amigos who are tuned in live and ready to rock. Let's see. German says, what's today's subject, Mr. Alberto? We've got a lot of subjects we're going to look at today. That's what a variety show is all about. A variety show. Magazine, you say. Then we've got Rosaline. She says, good morning, teacher. Good morning, classmates. Hello, Rosaline. Welcome aboard. We've got J.M. Hermosilla. He says, good morning, my friends. I'm ready to rock. Great. I hope you did well in your golf session yesterday. We missed you. J.M. Hermosilla. We've got Eva Santa Maria. And she simply says, good morning. But hey, good morning to you too, Eva, on my behalf and on behalf of all of your classmates. Lupe says, good morning, friends. Wow, you guys have such wonderful energy. So great to feel your energy right off the bat, desde el primer momento. There's Born to Iron Man. He says, hello, friends. Let's have a ball. Vamos a pasarlo en grande, as every day on The Show with No Name. And just be careful, Born to Iron Man, because we have every day and every day. So every day es como en español, cada día. Y cuando lo juntamos, como lo has hecho tú, es cotidiano. normal. This is just an everyday computer, no es uno especial. So just be careful. Debería tener un espacio en ese. Pero bueno, así aprendemos todos, okay? So let's have a ball, que de hecho, that's very native. So why don't we give our friend Born to Iron Man a totally native? Let's have a ball. Yeah, well, that's what I've heard so many people say, let's enjoy, but we say, let's have fun. Let's have a ball. Speaking of, there's Laura. She's always down. Siempre se apunta. She's always down to have a blast. Otra forma de decirlo. And Laura says, good morning, amazing group of people and teacher. Hello, hello, Laura. Here's Elena. She says, hi, first time joining in. Are you serious? That's freaking awesome. Elena, welcome aboard. And we're just going to give you we're going to give you some good luck. Here, I'm going to throw some good luck your way, Elena. Did you get it? Okay. Let's see. We've got Cristina checking in. She says, good morning, Alberto and dear mates. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. And good morning, Cristina. Let's see. Elena says, thank you. I never opened an account, but I'm always listening. Well, remember, you can listen to the show. That's the great thing. Maybe some days you can tune in live. You can always catch up on the weekends, ponerte al día los fines de semana. So great to have you over here with us, Elena, and all of you, really. Leonardo says, I've already listened to the little rap you've composed for the hip-hop episode, and it's hip, es molona, es chulo, off the hook, que es la bomba, and upbeat, que tiene mucha energía. And I think that's a triple totally native there for Leonardo. Triple totally native. Excellent. Marta checking in. And Marta says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Marta. Leonardo says, I admit hip-hop had a bad rap to me. Hip-hop got a bad rap. Tenía mala reputación para mí. Mala reputación. And I was a naysayer. Yo dudaba. But after listening to this episode, I'll give it a try. Are you serious, Leonardo? What country are you from, dude? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, dude. You sound like a native, and I already gave you that triple totally native. Guys, also another great thing you can do on the weekend, this coming weekend, this is the 10th, I'm going to say the date just in case, the 10th of September 2022, you can get the collection, the Vaughn Disney, muy importante esto, the Disney Vaughn English collection. You're going to start out with Toy Story 4, and I do the narration on it. So I hope I did a good job. You guys can tell me, you can pick it up at your newsstands, your local newsstand. And that is this coming Saturday and every Saturday thereafter until the collection ends, obviously. But you've got all the Disney classics and there are English lessons aplenty. Aplenty is a tutti plen. It almost sounds the same, right? So if you guys, even if you don't have kids, it's a great gift idea. The Disney Vaughn collection, the first edition will come out this coming Saturday with Marca and El Mundo. And I believe all the editions after that are $6.95. They're not going to give you a, audio and book and everything for €1 the whole time, but that's a nice introductory offer. Even if, what is it? Marca is €1, and then the other €2 you've invested to get a few English lessons. And if you like it, as I said, you can collect all of them. Remember, you can pick them up with El Mundo and Marca. And we made a little jingle. I'll give it to you right here, just so you have all the info. But I'm going to be there first thing in the morning, a primera hora, with bells on. Y esta expresión, with bells on, es con muchas ganas. This is the Disney Vaughn Collection.
Imagina que tus hijos aprendieran inglés a su ritmo y de forma autodidacta. Además, que pudieran hacerlo con sus personajes de dibujos favoritos. ¿Te lo imaginas? Pues esto es ahora una realidad. Cars, Frozen, Monstruos S.A., El Rey León. Te traemos en exclusiva una impresionante colección de 20 libros bajo el sello Disney Vaughan para que tus hijos aprendan inglés mientras se divierten con sus personajes favoritos de Disney. Una edición única con imágenes espectaculares y audios divertidos y didácticos. Este sábado, primera entrega, Toy Story 4, por €1 en tu kiosco, con El Mundo y Marca.
There you go, folks. There you go. You've got all the information there. Remember, if you're following me, if you're following Vaughn on social media, you'll also get all that information. And speaking of social media, I get comments every day on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate that. And these are some comments I got regarding the collection, the Disney Vaughn collection, which isn't even out yet. This is just pure anticipation here. Marta, one of our students, says, I won't say last names and I won't tell you what social media platform this person spoke to me on. So this way there's some anonymity. Di esa palabra conmigo. Anonymity. Oh, yeah. Anonymous, anonymity. Well, Marta says, and I'll say it in Spanish because she wrote it in Spanish, and then we can translate it. Esperando a comprarlo el sábado. I can't wait, sería en inglés. I can't wait to buy it this Saturday y enseñarlo a mis alumnos and to show it to my students para que se animen so that they get on board as well. Bueno, es una forma de decirlo. So that they get excited as well. So Marta, that is awesome news. Thank you so much for doing that. You know, I always, of course, I love all our students, but when I hear about these students of ours that are teachers, that are other professionals in the industry, and they follow Vaughn Radio, they not only follow Vaughn Radio, but they also use Vaughn Radio in their classrooms. They use my books, my podcast, FYI. So that is, for us, I have to say, as a teacher, as a professional, that's inspirational. I mean, that makes me want to keep making awesome content. Again, I can't take credit for this. This was Ximena Holiday and her team, also Carmen, Ruben, all the people in our materials department. So really amazing stuff, and I'm not the only one who's excited about it. Claudia also says, congrats, Alberto. You deserve this and more. Enjoy this beautiful creation with your family. A hug. And thank you so much, Claudia. Really, we are a family. I think about that all the time. At Vaughn, we are a family. And okay, there people come and go. But then the core people, and we all know who those people are. That's the family. That's the family. And if you do anything to cross the family, I'm going to make you sleep with the fishes. I had to do my mafia voice. I hadn't done it in a while. And in fact, speaking of Ximena, the one who ran the whole project, organized it. I mean, she wrote me so many emails. And of course, if you're organizing, you're the project manager. That's what you do. So I can just imagine how many she had to send to Natasha and Kyle and Tommy. Those are other teachers who participated. And wow, I'm so excited. I know Tommy's excited. I know Kyle's excited, and Tosh. And if you notice, they're all different accents. So that's a wonderful thing too. The Disney collection will be a study in accents, acentos. All right, and this is what Ximena had to say. In fact, I think we can even get some nice music here. Alberto, thanks. What a fun project it was, and a total privilege to have been able to count on the best teachers in the business to bring our favorite Disney characters to life and help teach kids English in the funnest way we know how. So true, so true. I mean, those are really some words, some really amazing words, as I say, and we say in English. I couldn't have said it better myself. What we did is brought these Disney characters to life and the lessons around it. So I hope you guys love it. As always, we're always looking forward to your feedback. I want to know what you guys think of all those things that we're releasing. The Milk 2 as well. As you guys know, the Remilk has been rebranded as the Milk 2 for publishing reasons I'm not really familiar with. And I've got to say something. It's got audio now. So, okay, we didn't just change. You could say you just changed the title and you just changed the cover. That's lazy. Well, first, it was out of circulation, and a lot of people were asking. People were asking us left and right, por todos lados, about it. And we kept saying, well, it's not in circulation. So we said we have to reissue this book, but we couldn't call it the same. I don't understand all the details, as I said, but I do know this. The Remilk, if you have it, is a collector's item. The Milk 2, okay, the Milk 2 is the same book. So it's the same book, different cover, different name, but now it has audio. And the audio is out. Let me know what you guys think. If you have the Remilk, you can contact Vaughn and you can find out how to get that audio, because now each chapter has audio. And Damian and I recorded it right before the summer, and I even edited it myself. Me encanta decir esa frase. All right, so check it out, guys. So many amazing things. They're all available at the Vaughn Tienda, which is vaughntienda.com. And also remember, if what you're looking for is courses, because we've got something for everybody, for every level, for every budget, that's over at grupovaughn.com. And the best way to keep connected with Vaughn Radio is download our free app and follow us on social media. All right, a couple comments, and we've got to get this show on the road. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man says, you can bet your bottom dollar, Cristina, Leonardo rocks every day. Excellent expression. Puedes apostar tu casa. You can bet your bottom dollar. And what Cristina was saying, what he's agreeing with, is that Leonardo is on a roll, está on fire, como decís vosotros, está en racha. And Born to Iron Man corrected his mistake. He says, Leonardo rocks every day. Con dos palabras separadas. Laura says, you and Vaughn Radio are a source of inspiration. Thank you so much, Laura. That really reaches home. It hits home, as we say. To hit home is toca la fibra sensible. I love to see other teachers using our ideas, our just getting vocabulary, whatever. That's what we're here for. David, this is beautiful. David says, I'm using Vaughn Systems to raise my daughter in English. Imagine the inspiration you are. Oh, David, stop it, because you're going to make me cry. I'm serious. I get really choked up very easily. And there's my dad on board. Wow, this is going to be a great show today, guys. We are going to have so much fun. My dad says, good morning, Alberto. Friends and family, greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York. Awesome, Dad. Great to have you here on board, as always. All right, well, folks, we've got so much to do, so let's get right into it with today's Pop Quiz. That's right, amigos. It is our pop quiz only on the show with no name. And this is one for all you football fans out there. No, I don't mean football in the American sense of the word. Remember, I'm a European now. So I've always been. I've had a Spanish passport and Spanish blood since I was born. But I call it football because I live in Europe. If I lived in the United States, I would call it soccer. By the way, there's an episode of FYI for your English with Ruben Palomero and Tommy Hey. And if you haven't heard it, you gotta give it a listen. It's a great episode. In fact, the episode's available and the bonus episode. So check it out. They share some of their memories, and you can check them out every day. Well, no, excuse me, not every day. Every Friday on Vaughn Radio at 8:30 p.m. That's when they're live. Friday at 8:30 p.m., where they give you the latest in football news, and they use that to teach you guys English. The show is called Speaking Football, and it comes from the idea behind Ruben's book, which is called Speak Football. So 2 ways you can learn English if you're a football fan like I am, and you can learn it listening to the show, which is free. Just download the Vaughn Radio app, and you can listen Fridays at 8:30 to Ruben and Tommy Hay. And then they repeat it Saturday mornings at 11:30 a.m. as well. So hopefully you guys will catch the show if you haven't heard it. And also, like all our shows, it's available in the podcast format as well. So whenever you wanna, you can listen to it. But if you want to listen live, that would be Fridays at 8:30 p.m. The show is called Speaking Football, if you want to look for it wherever you listen to podcasts. And the book is called Speak Football, and that's available at Vaughn Tienda or wherever fine books are sold. Here's today's pop quiz. Let's see if you guys can figure it out. Okay, now he says in his tweet, this is Ruben, by the way, so this is right from their show, Speaking Football. If you've heard the show, then you already have an advantage. Tienes ventaja. Otra forma de decir esto is you already have an edge. Right? You already have an advantage. You already have an edge. Here is your translation. ¿Os está pasando factura la pretemporada en Camboya? Okay. ¿Os está pasando? It's a question. I'm trying to put that doubt in there. ¿Os está pasando factura la pretemporada en Camboya? Now I changed it. Él tuvo ahí Tailandia, but I thought that was too easy. Thailand. That's easy. Right? So I wanted to up it a little bit, to up the ante. And he says, esto es una pregunta clásica, so a classic question that you would hear in a press conference. Una rueda de prensa, a press conference. Okay? Let's see. So it's, ¿os está pasando factura la pretemporada en Camboya? Otra vez yo cambié el país. Okay, let's take a look and see if you guys were able to figure this one out. I'm looking here in the comments. Remember, if you want to participate live, you can do it on YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, it looks like he's got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a winner. Please give it up for Carlos. Carlos cambia. Carlos repara. Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I apologize, Carlos. Well, it's weird. I've heard people say Carles, and then I have my friend Carlos Mesa. So I've heard it pronounced both ways. Well, oh, wait, but Carlos. You can't. You got to translate the country, right? I wouldn't say, I'm having a real good time in España, or me gusta mucho Spain. You know what I mean? You could jokingly. But, okay, Carlos, not bad. Let's see if anybody translated the country correctly, okay? Because I did that on purpose. It's not the same. Okay, Peru is Peru. Okay, Chile is Chile. We may pronounce it a little bit differently, but it's exactly the same. All right, so Carlos, I gave you the applause there, but let's see if anybody can get I want 100%. Let's see, I think we got a winner here. Chris Valrol, is the preseason in Cambodia taking a toll on you? There's our winner. Hey, that's my rule. That's my rule with you guys. You know my rule. My rule is this. If you're first and it's not 100% correct, well, we're just going to give it to the first person that gets it 100% correct. And that was Chris Valrol. Excellent job. Yeah, Cambodia is Cambodia. Cambodia, you say. But for us, it has a D in it, and it ends with an IA. Cambodia. Reminds me of a song by the Dead Kennedys. It's a holiday in Cambodia where people dress in black. It's a holiday in Cambodia. Don't forget to... I forget the rest of the words, but it's Cambodia. And the rest of the vocabulary. Is the preseason in Cambodia taking its toll on you? You can say its toll or a toll on you. Si usamos el posesivo, es ese ITS. So is the preseason in Cambodia taking a toll on you or taking its toll on you? And that reminds me of that song by Maroon 5. This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. Folks, we have to go to our first commercial break. I can't believe it myself. Time is just flying by. The first part of the show whizzed by, but we'll be right back with tons more. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name. Only on Vaughn Radio. Oh, yeah. Come on in, everybody. We're having fun. We're learning English. We're supporting each other, apoyándonos uno al otro. Oh, yeah. Don't ever change. No cambiéis. Nunca. All right, folks, welcome back to this, the second part of today's show. And wow, as I take a look at the script, we've got so much to cover. But before we get back into things, I just wanted to remind you guys, we've got a trivia night coming up It's only 99 euros and 99 cents. I'm joking. It's totally free. It's a trivia night, and it's taking place, write this down, mark your calendars, on Wednesday, September 21st, 2022, at Roll Madrid. It is an eatery and it's a brewery and eatery. So a brewery es cervecería, and eatery es un sitio donde comes. So you can eat, you can drink, and be merry, como es la expresión. Eat, drink, and be merry. Seguro que los españoles tenéis un equivalente porque that's our philosophy, right? Eat, drink, and be merry. Ser feliz, ser contento. So you can do that for free. Well, if you're going to order a beer or something to eat, you're going to pay for it, obviously. But, well, talk to Kyle. He's, if you can't, you got to talk to him. But Kyle will be hosting it. He's the trivia master. And again, this is at Roll Madrid, which is located at Calle de Amaniel 23. Bueno, en inglés sería el 23, Amaniel Street. So es el Calle Amaniel 23. Okay? And that is on the 21st of September, which is a Wednesday, right in the middle of the week. It's great. And it is going to be, it's 2022, just so you know. And I think around 8:30, I'm not sure. But the thing you should do, I think the most important thing you can do is follow us. Follow along, and you'll find out about everything. In fact, I have the jingle over here. Tengo la cuña. So let's listen to the radio advert, and maybe that, why am I saying it in British? The radio advert? Maybe it has something to do with the Queen's passing. Let's listen to the radio ad and see if I tell you what time it is. But either way, get there early. Have a couple brewskis, unas cervecitas. It's the Vaughn Trivia Night, and it's back, baby. Join us. It's time for another exciting Vaughn Trivia Night, hosted by Kyle Miller. The 21st of September, el 21 de septiembre. That's a Wednesday. Join Kyle Miller and all your friends at Vaughn Radio. We'll be at Roll Madrid, Calle de Amaniel 23. Vaughn Trivia Nights with Kyle Miller. All right, don't worry. I didn't say the time in the ad, but as I said, if you're following us on social media, we'll definitely be posting more information as we get closer. Really quickly, a couple comments. Cristina says, it's curious. I'm not interested in football, but I love Speak Football, especially the mystery player section. Well, that's wonderful news, Chris, and I'm sure Ruben will be thrilled. A shout out to Ruben and Tommy, and remember, you can listen to them live today at 8:30 on the Vaughn Radio app. Born to Iron Man says, we see eye to eye. Wow, Born to Iron Man. Estamos de acuerdo. We see eye to eye, Chris. And I even got the book, Speak Football. Well, the book is fantastic. Yeah, the book is called Speak Football, and the program is called Speaking Football. But guys, we've got so much to do, so let's move on to a section we call Say What? Say what? What? That's right, amigos. It's the Say What soundbite only on the show with no name. And we're going to hear a famous person speaking now, and I want you guys to tell me what you heard. Now, It ain't gonna be easy. It ain't, sería it isn't in jerga. It ain't gonna be easy because today there's like some kind of interference happening. But again, that happens. How many times have you been on a Zoom call or you've been on a normal call, a WhatsApp call, whatever, and you're just like, oh shit, I can't. Forget the language barrier here. I'm talking about, que también ahí se diría, you're breaking up. I'm afraid we have a bad connection, right? You're breaking up. Apréndete esa frase, es muy buena para te estás cortando en trozos, we say. You're breaking up. Estás rompiendo, desmoronarte. All right, well, guys, here it is. This is the Say What soundbite for the first time. If you're new with us, I'll just explain it really quickly. You're going to hear this soundbite 4 times. You'll have 4 chances to write down what you hear. After these first 2 listens here, I just want your observations in your best English possible. Here it is, the Say What soundbite for the first time.
We never hung out, and that makes me sad. All the good times we could have had.
Nice rhyme.
But when I die, Uncle Preston, you better say cheers. 'Cause me and you are hanging at the pearly gates. I'll bring the beers. I'll bring the beers.
Oh, isn't that sweet there? So as you hear, there's some kind of like buzzing sound. That I couldn't take that out. What I do, lo que sí que hago, what I do is I bring the volume up all the way as much as I possibly can. And also remember, you can do that on your headphones as well. The best way, obviously, if you're just tuned in via YouTube or even if you listen via podcast, you can listen, just freely. But if you listen with headphones, I know it from my own experience, you pay more attention, So I notice the things I listen to, like, aloud in voz alta, I don't pay as much attention to. But if I'm listening, I can really hear nuances on headphones. So that's another little trick too that can help you. All right, let me play it for you a second time, and then we will discuss what we heard. I look forward to hearing your comments, or I should say, reading your comments. Here we go, the second listen of today's Say What soundbite.
We never hung out, and that makes me sad. All the good times we could have had.
Nice rhyme.
But when I die, Uncle Preston, you better say cheers. 'Cause me and you are hanging at the pearly gates. I'll bring the beers. I'll bring the beers.
All right, there you go, my amigos. There you go. That is today's Say What soundbite. You're going to hear that another 2 times a little bit later in the show, in the second half of today's show. So, accent. Anybody catch where this person's from? It's a specific accent today. I'll tell you that. What else? Tell me what's happening. You don't have to tell me word for word, not yet. But right now, I want you, if you had to tell me in 2 sentences what you heard, summing it up in your best English, that's what I want you to do right now. Remember, you can participate on YouTube, or even if you're listening to the podcast, write it down. Express yourself in English. That's what it's about. It's not just learning vocabulary. It's putting that vocabulary into your life, into your situation, personalizing it, as I call it, and then it's yours. You don't just learn a word and it's yours. You have to apply it. Right? Okay, let's see what we've got over here. Hola, caracolas. I love your name. Says, I can hear one guy speaking to his friend, telling him he hates not to hang out more often, to remember the good old days. Excellent. Hola, caracolas. Excellent name. And that's pretty much what was said. So excellent job over there. Let's see. Rosaline says, it sounds to me like a couple of gays. Vamos a ir corrigiendo partes. A couple of, right? And gays are homosexuals. So I think you wanted to say guys. I don't know. I'm just telling you the difference. So como lo has escrito, G-A-Y-S es gay. Right? LG is la G ahí. Okay. And the other one is guy, tipo. So it sounds to me like a couple of guys talking about the old times. Okay. I imagine, I corrected that for you. I imagine that's what you wanted to say. Jaime says, it's a dialogue between 2 men, and one of them is inviting another to make a toast with beers. All right, Jaime, excellent job. And you said to make a toast, que mucha gente dicen to do a cheers, pero es to make a toast, que no es lo mismo que to make toast. To make toast es hacer tostadas. To make a toast es hacer un brindis. And Jaime, that deserves a totally native. Yeah, dialogue between two men, and one of them is inviting another to make a toast with beers. Great job, Jaime. Let's see. Edgar says it sounds like a conversation between a couple of friends that never hanged out. Sería, Edgar, that never hung out, ¿no? En la tercera columna. That never hung, H-U-N-G, out, and he offers to bring the beers for next time. Great job, Edgar. Edgar. All right, let's see. So many people participating over here. Leonardo says, I think I listened a young man. I listened or I listened to. Pero sería más normal aquí heard, porque es más, So I think I heard a young man talking about how he hasn't been hanging out with his friend lately to talk about the old days. And that's why he's sad. The next time they meet, he will bring the brews. Él traerá las cervezas. All right, awesome. Awesome stuff. Guys, I'm going to give everybody a nice round of applause here. Excellent. There's Chris Valrol. Chris Valrol says, I heard a man. I thought he was giving a speech. Absolutely, Chris. He was definitely giving a speech. And he's talking about the good times and something about beers. Is anybody else starting to get thirsty here? Guys, these comments were absolutely wonderful. You nailed it collectively. You guys did a wonderful job in summarizing what you heard. And it's not always easy. Today I think it's a little bit tough. Now remember, the ultimate goal, nuestro meta final, our ultimate goal here is to write down word for word what we heard. But right now, guys, we need to move on to another section, a section where we put you to the test in another way. I give you a list of words, and you have to tell me what they are and what they have in common. It's called our Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, folks. That's right. It's our Spelling Bee. And right now we're going to look at some words, a list of words. But before we move on, we've got Laura leaving a comment on today's Say What soundbite. And she says, I heard an American guy speaking to a friend and regretting not being able to hang out and having a great time together. However, he says they will be able to make up for that in the future. Wow, to make up for that, amendarlo, recuperarlo, I think that deserves a totally native. Fantastic job, guys. Fantastic job. All right, here goes today's Spelling Bee. I'm going to give you this list of words twice. Here goes round one. The first word is S-T-A-R-V-I-N-G. The second word is F-A-M-I-S-H-E-D. The next word is P-E-C-K-I-S-H. The next one is R-A-V-E-N-O-U-S. The next one is M-A-L-N-O-U-R-I-S-H-E-D. And the last one is U-N-D-E-R-F-E-D. Those are your 6 words, and we'll see how you guys did. I went really fast, I know, but I have to because you guys are just so damn fast. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we might have a winner on our hands. That is lightning speed. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your classmate, Born to Iron Man. Also, JM Hermosilla as well. Guys, whoa. Like, seriously, that was really, really fast. That was like, man, I would call that Usain Bolt speed. All right, well, you did it. Laura's got it as well. I guess I'm going to have to go faster. Or I've got an effect where I can put this on the Chipmunks mode. Alvin and the Chipmunks, you know that mode? Okay, here we go, guys. This is round 2. This is for the rest of us. Y yo siendo uno de estos. Yo siempre lo pillaría en la segunda. Te lo digo ahora mismo. Here we go. But if you have 2 chances, use them. Use them. That's the idea. The first word is STARVING. The next word is FAMISHED. The next word is PECKISH. The next one is RAVENOUS. The fifth word is MALNOURISHED. And the last word is UNDERFED. Okay? Those are your words. I see Paco. I see Cristina as well. Great job there, Cristina. Wow, you guys are doing a great job. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback, by the way, on the YouTube live streams. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. I'd love to hear your feedback. Remember, you can write to me here on the live show and give me your feedback. But if you want me to read it like carefully, then send it to me via social media, right? And as you guys are pointing out, these are different ways to say very hungry. And remember, we're on this campaign now, esta campaña, to stop saying the word very. Empezamos por decir really en vez de very. I'm really hungry, porque es más nativo decir really que very. Pero there's another way to say it, like everything, right? Okay, so let's see what we've got here. These are all words, as I said. We're going to take a look at them. And the reason I chose these words, well, because I'm hungry right now. Yeah, I'm always hungry. No, because for a historical reason, today, supposedly, the Great Famine, hambruna, I think you say, the Great Famine of Ireland started in 1845, in the year 1845. So the first word we looked at is starving. Creo que es la más común y la que me regañaba mi abuela. I would say, Grandma, I'm starving. And she would say, no, you're not. Children in Africa are starving. You don't know. And I was like, it's a figure of speech, you know? So again, be careful because there really are people who are starving. There are people who are famished, right? They're living in a famine, right? Their country doesn't. So again, we're laughing here a little bit, you know, but, oh, I'm starving. I could eat a horse, es la expresión. I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. Es como decimos, podría comerme un caballo. So the most common one, first one, starving, okay? Now, the British people in rhyming slang, they say, I'm starving like Hank Marvin. Starving like Hank Marvin. So they say, I'm Hank Marvin, which means, starving like Hank Marvin. I don't even know who Hank Marvin is. I guess he's some kind of celebrity in England. But I've heard this Cockney rhyme saying, I'm Hank Marvin, mate. And that means I'm starving. Estoy que me muero de hambre. The next one's famished. Famished. And we looked at the word famine, hambruna, famine. So if you're famished, makes sense. The next one is peckish. Eso es más británico, pero sí que lo entendemos en Estados Unidos. Oh, man, I'm feeling a bit peckish. Okay? Peckish. I'm hungry. Ravenous. And remember, these are usually on the end of pretty hungry, bastante hambriento. Malnourished. When I think of malnourished, I think of somebody who's not getting the necessary ingredients that they need. Malnourished. And the last one is underfed. underfed. And that's a good word to know because it comes from the word feed. So to feed is alimentar, right? To feed. It's an irregular verb. It's feed, fed, fed. All right? And remember, hungry has some other meanings as well. The word hungry, like tengo hambre, tengo ganas, that's a different one. That would be I'm very eager. I'm very keen, right? I'm very anxious. I'm insatiable. Insaciable, I think you say the same thing in inglés con una T, right? I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. También lo decimos, right? He's a new employee, so he's really thirsty. He's really hungry. He's really keen. He's really eager. Como ves, hemos sacado tantas palabras, synonyms and antonyms. And that's the way I want you guys to think. I want you to think along those lines. You know, when you discover a word, hay otras formas, más formales, menos formales, siempre hay. Y antónimos? Like this morning I was in a class and my student said, oh, I have to pick up my son, and then in the mornings I said, pues no puedes solo saber una parte del trayecto because you have to pick him up and you have to drop him off. So remember, if you learn these, learn an opposite. Not everything has an opposite, but for example, wide, amplio, narrow, right? Estrecho, fat, thin. Okay, again, rich, poor. You can go through a list. And that's a very popular thing. I see it in a lot of children's games. You know, matching words in clusters, words that kind of belong together. And that's what we're doing here, really, these clusters of words on our daily spelling bee. But folks, it's time to move on right now to another section, a section where we look at tricky words, a section we call homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 Show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And really quickly, guys, if you know classmates, friends of yours who they haven't discovered us yet. I mean, I know many people have discovered the show with no name, but I mean, they haven't discovered that we're over here on YouTube. Spread the word. Let them know, because I'm sure they would like it too. It's very interactive. The comments don't disappear between the breaks, because remember, when we were on Instagram, I would do the homophones and I would say, wait. Well, now you don't have to wait. Whenever you know it, you can say it, and we'll tackle it. Lo abordamos. We'll tackle it whenever we can, whenever we get a chance. All right, so my amigos, here we go. I'm going to give you both words. What I want you to do is give me the two words, and then I want you to tell me if these two words, well, A, what the two words are, and B, if the two words sound exactly the same. Like exactly the same, like if I say the word sí, what did I just say? Did I just say la C? Did I say el mar? Or did I say ver? I don't know, because I didn't think about it. I just said the sound. So that's what I mean. Like you wouldn't even know what the heck I said if there was no context. So let's take a look. The first word we're going to look at is a word that means cansado. It means tired. Okay? It means agotado. What else? Yeah, agotado, cansado. It's a word. Unfortunately, we all use this word more often than we'd like to, okay? Cansado, agotado. The second word is receloso, precavido, cauteloso. So I want to know what those two words are, and I want to know if those two words sound exactly the same or not. And we'll take a look at that after this quick commercial break. Guys, we'll be back in 2 minutes with tons more. So stick around. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. It's time for the third part of the show with no name. It's a pleasure to have you all with us here, having fun, improving your English. Awesome. Yeah. All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the third part of today's show. And we've got so much to do on this part of the show. We're going to check out our homophones, which many people have participated. And just remember, if you'd like to participate, you can always do that with us on YouTube, or just grab a pen and a notebook and participate wherever you can. So before we get back into our homophones, though, I'm going to give you guys our Say What soundbite for the third time. So hopefully we'll be able to get a little more of that down until we get it all. Because like Freddie Mercury, I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. And when do I want it? And I want it now. Here you go, folks. It's the Say What soundbite for the third time.
We never hung out, and that makes me sad. All the good times we could have had.
Nice rhyme.
But when I die, Uncle Preston, you better say cheers. Cause me and you are hanging at the pearly gates. I'll bring the beers. I'll bring the beers.
There's another plus over there. That last sentence is repeated, so that'll make it, less text that you have to get there. All right, but let's go back to our homophones. It's pending. I've got a lot of people here participating. The first person to participate was J.M. Hermosia. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if he got the two words right. And J.M. Hermosia, those are the correct words. And J.M. Hermosia says that these two words do not sound the same. And as I look through the comments, it seems like most people agree with him. All right, well, the best way to solve this puzzle is to say the words. So let's say the first word. The first word is weary. W-E-A-R-Y, weary. It reminds me of the popular song, once popular song, Like a Bridge Over Troubled Water, which is Simon and Garfunkel, or Garfunkel, as you guys say. He goes, when you're weary, I think he says something, when you're weary, cuando estás cansado, agotada, right? Cuando no puedes más. So weary, which is interesting because it has the word wear, llevar puesto, but it's not pronounced weary. It's pronounced weary. I'm feeling really weary. I think I need to take a nap. Okay, and the second word is spelled W-A-R-Y. And how do you pronounce that one? Wary, wary. And that one is receloso. Right? The first one, weary, is cansado, agotado. And wary is receloso, precavido, cauteloso. So do they sound the same? First word, weary. Second word, wary. Es increíble, porque la segunda suena como debería sonar la primera. It doesn't make sense, but that's why we're looking at these words. So I'm a little bit weary. Estoy un poco cansado. Okay? And I'm also a little bit wary. I always think of this one. ¿Cómo se dice cuidado? Beware. Well, think of this. Be wary. Ser cauteloso. Be wary. Now, there's a common mistake we have in English here, too, because there are a lot of people who say leery. Be leery of him, okay? No, that's the thing. Esto es el error. Many people say, I would be very weary of him. Y lo confunden. Y no es weary. Weary, hemos dicho, es agotado. No es que no te fías de él. Weary. It's that they're mixing two words. Because a synonym for wary, acuérdate de beware, cuidado. So be wary Es añadir un sonido I al final. Be wary of him. Pero también hay una frase que es be leery of him. Con L, L-E-E-R-Y, que es lo mismo. O sea, leery y wary son sinónimos. Weary ya es aparte, la primera palabra. But what happens? People mix them. Americans, people from my country say, oh, I would be very weary of him. I'm mezclado leery and wary. And so if you know that, you're going to have an advantage over Americans even. So ladies and gentlemen, many people got it. I'll give it a nice round of applause to all of you, but the first one to nail it, give it up for your classmate, J.M. Hermosilla. Pronounce the words with me, amigos. Okay? The first one, weary. Oh, man. I haven't slept in 2 days. I'm a bit weary. Ponlos en contexto. Be wary of those loans, ¿no? Ser receloso con ese tipo de préstamo. Those loans, oh, llámanos y te damos 5,000 euros mañana. And you're like, a 20% interés, 20% interest, right? Okay, well, you left that part out. Has omitido the most important part. So be wary or be leery of these kinds of loans. Because if not, you're going to be very weary because you're going to have to work so hard to pay them off. And to pay something off es pagarlo en plazos, o a plazos, I think you say. So I'm paying off my mortgage. Estoy pagando mi hipoteca a plazos. All right, so my amigos, we've got to move on, but you guys are kicking ass. Lo estáis petando, estáis arrasando, and I think I'm going to treat you guys, to treat es invitar, I'm going to treat you guys to the movies. Name that movie. That's right, my amigos. It's Name That Movie, only on the show with no name. And who would have thunk it? Sería who would have thought it, pero lo decimos mal aposta. ¿Quién lo hubiera dicho? Who would have thunk it? Your teacher is going to tell you to watch more series, watch more TV. Well, if you're watching it in English, that works for me, my amigos. That's what I want. I want you guys to, where do you think a lot of the stuff I get for the Double Trouble section, or I get from movies? I remember yesterday I was watching a docu-series, una serie estos documentales, a docu-series with my wife, and at 2 different points, I whipped out my phone, saqué el móvil, and I jotted down some words for you guys. So you'll see that. You'll see stuff come up that is from current events, que viene de la actualidad. So here we go, folks. Here's today's Name That Movie. I'm going to give you the trailer first, and then we'll take a look at the scene, and we'll learn lots of exciting English things along the way. Here we go. A lawyer decides that she's used too much like a nanny by her boss, so she walks out on him. There you go. Some movies have a lot of plot twists, no giros de guión, plot twists, but this seems pretty straightforward, sin rodeos, straightforward. A lawyer, vamos a pronunciar esa por favor, porque mi mujer siempre ha dicho liar. He's a liar. I go, yeah, well, possibly, but his profession is lawyer, law. He studies law, like awesome, and he's a lawyer, and he works at a law firm. I love how you call it bufete. Makes me hungry. Everything makes me hungry, doesn't it? I love how you call it a bufete. So a lawyer decides that she's used too much, que se le está utilizando demasiado, like a nanny, right? Canguro, alguien que cuida, by her boss. Is that even legal? Well, I guess it depends on your contract, right? If it's stipulated in your contract. So she walks out on him, le abandona, se marcha, se pira. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we've got a winner. somebody who got today's Name That movie, and wow, that was fast. Please give it up for Chris Valrol. The movie is called 2 Weeks Notice. 2 Weeks Notice. It came out in 2002. And what is 2 weeks notice? Es la noticia, el aviso que das cuando te vas a otro trabajo o cuando te vas al paro, whatever, if you're unemployed. But when you're saying, guys, I'm giving my 2-week notice. So 2 weeks notice is aviso de que me voy. Some people ask for a 30-day notice, pero eso es de lo que estamos hablando en esta estructura. So this is her telling her boss, I'm gone. In 2 weeks, I am Audi 5000. Me pido vampiro. Esta me encanta porque Audi es I'm out of here. Pero Audi, cuando lo decimos, suena a Audi, el coche. So I'm Audi 5000. Yo lo traduzco como me pido vampiro. Hey, I'm always looking for that translation. So yeah, the movie stars Sandra Bullock. No, Bullock. In inglés es Bullock. Es como Bullock. Sandra Bullock. Hugh Grant. I love Hugh Grant. He's my favorite actor. He's dashingly handsome, and I love his accent. I'm totally kidding. I can't stand Hugh Grant. No le soporto. I get it. I get why people would like him, but I personally, if I had a friend like that, he wouldn't be my friend for too long. I know he's playing characters, and I don't know what the guys, but if his characters are any kind of glimpse, mirada, ojeada, if it's any kind of glimpse into what he's really like, no thanks. But hey, he's Hugh Grant, and I'm not. This movie came out in the year 2002, and Hugh Grant said about Sandra Bullock that she was his favorite person to work with throughout his whole career. Throughout his whole career. So that's pretty awesome. And they were going to film the movie in Toronto, okay? But they found that they would get cheaper production costs there. It happens a lot now. A lot of people go up to Toronto, or the reason people went to Almeria from the West Coast. Once a place becomes popular to film, what happens? Prices go up. So they said, all right, well, listen, let's take it to Toronto, which is Hollywood is filming many, many movies in Toronto these days. Toronto, Chicago. It's not just New York and L.A. anymore. And Hollywood's not the only one making movies. So the whole system has been flipped upside down. And I think it's great because we don't have those same gatekeepers. No, si no entras por aquí, no entras. It's like, that's not how life works. If you get an audience, you get a crowd. That's, we call these people gatekeepers. So yeah, they were going to film it in Toronto just to bring the budget down, el precio. But Sandra Bullock, who was also not just starring in the movie, but also a producer, she insisted that they film it in New York City. And you're thinking, but you're a producer. You're putting in some money here. You're investing. Why would you want to spend more? And for her, it was more a question of revitalizing New York City. Because this was it was filmed right after the 2001, the New York attacks, the attacks on the World Trade Center. And, it worked. I mean, it was one of the things that brought people back to New York once movies started filming again. Because I remember it was a pretty dark time right after September 11th. That whole month, the following, it took a while to return to any kind of normalcy. Normalcy. So, but yeah, I thought that was a good decision. Sometimes you don't always think with your wallet, I guess, in life. Sometimes it's okay to not think with your wallet and think with your heart. But tell that to the board, el comité. Okay, let's take a look. This is a scene between Donald Trump and George Wade. And both of these words mean something. Trump is superar. Okay? If you have a Trump card, right? Supera a esta carta en la baraja. It's a Trump card. And so Trump, and then the other guy's name is Wade, W-A-D-E, which is a common first name, but it's vadear, parecido, Wade, andar por el agua, okay, to wade. You're not going in too deep. Wade. So just so you know, Trump and Wade, two names that you'll hear. Wade more is a first name. In this case, it's a last name. Well, actually, my dad had a friend named Joe Wade as well. So yeah, I guess there was a famous baseball player named Wade Boggs. So you'll see it. You'll see the name Wade, pero también es un verbo. So Donald Triunfo Supera says Wade, and George Badear says Trump. O sea, cada uno dice el apellido, the other one's last name. And Donald Trump says, I hear Kelson finally dumped you. Okay? To dump somebody es dejarles, cortar con ellos, right? So if you got dumped, cortaron contigo. I got dumped. She dumped me. Eso sería la estructura. So I got dumped. A mí me echaron. And she dumped me. To dump. Es lo que hacen verter estos camiones que hacen, que verten. It's a dump truck. So literalmente te está dejando con la basura en la esquina. So I hear Kelson finally dumped you. Te dejó. And George Wade says, no, not exactly. No. We just came to a mutual understanding. Vamos a pronunciar esta, por favor. Mutual. La U es U y la T es ch. Mutual. Yo sé que mutuo en español. Pero en inglés, muy parecido, pero muy diferente a la hora de pronunciar. Mutual. A mutual agreement. A mutual understanding. That she couldn't bear me. No puede osearme como un oso. Bear, bueno, también es aguantar. Acuérdate de esta frase. I can't bear seeing bears in the morning. No aguanto ver osos por la mañana. So she couldn't bear me, she couldn't stand me, otra forma de decirlo, for another second. That's all. Eso es todo. And then Donald Trump says, so who's the new chief counsel? And chief es como el cabeza. So if you're the chief executive officer, the chief es el manda más. And counsel es otra forma de decir consejo o abogado. The chief counsel. Okay, and since here they're talking about a law firm, they're talking about an abogado. You can say a lawyer, an attorney, and I believe the British say a barrister. A barrister. So he goes, so who's the new chief counsel? Is she any good? ¿Vale para algo? I'm going to steal her away. Te la voy a robar. Yeah, this is the kind of locker room talk, as they call it. And George Wade answers, I doubt it. Lo dudo. I doubt it. Vamos a decir esa porque la B es muda. I doubt it. De hecho, la T suena para una D para mí. Escucha como lo digo yo. Doubt it. Doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. No, la frase que siempre digo, I doubt I have a debt. Dudo que tengo una deuda. And that both of them have that silent B. So I'm going to steal her away. And George says, I doubt it. She seems quite loyal to me. Parece bastante leal a mí. Loyal. She seems quite loyal. And Donald Trump says, let me be the judge of that. Esto es frase hecha. Let me be the judge of that. Deja que yo decida eso, ¿no? Deja que yo juzgue eso. It's an interesting line to use when you're at a law firm. Remember, we said before, bufete de abogados, which I think is, yo compro esa, eh? I love it. A buffet of lawyers. A law firm. So they're in a law firm. We got a lot of expressions, too, with the word judge, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. No juzgues por las apariencias, right? I'll be the judge of that. Yo decidiré eso. I'll be the judge of that, right? What are you, judge and jury? ¿Qué eres, el juez y el juzgado? Tú decides todo aquí. So remember, that's a very common word, not just en un juicio, right? Or juzgar, to judge. But just be careful, because I've heard people mispronounce it. I've heard people say juice, like all. So it's judge. Say it with me, judge. Don't judge me. No me juzgues a mí. So he says, let me be the judge of that. Deja que yo decida eso. And George says, all right. Bien. All right. I'm not intimidated. Yo no estoy asustado. right? Yo no estoy intimidado. I'm not intimidated. I'll even lead you to her. And lead es un verbo irregular. Lead, led. And to lead is llevar hacia. I'll even lead you to her. Te llevo hacia ella. She's over there somewhere. Está por ahí en algún lugar de La Mancha. Well, no, not in La Mancha. But great movie. Okay, I'm lying. I haven't seen it. Well, as I said before, I love Sandra Bullock. I love Speed. That was awesome. What else? She's been in so many movies I can think of that are awesome. But I guess I didn't see this one because I can't bear, para ver lo que vimos antes, I can't stand Hugh Grant. Yeah, I know. Y fijaos en la pronunciación de su nombre. How would you say Hugh Grant es enorme? Hugh Grant is, ¿cómo se dice enorme? Esta le cuesta a mucha gente. He's huge. All right, folks, so don't just let this be the only exposure you have to movies. Remember, you guys can check out movies. I'm sure many of you can watch them, I know now, even on Televisión Española, on Antena 3, the stations, because we don't have cable. In my house, we have Netflix, we have all that, but we don't have like channels. We have the TDT ones. And you can still, with my old TV, we have a really old TV, we can still get subtitles and in its original version. So remember that. Expose yourself to English. Everything you watch, everything you read, make it be an English lesson. Podcasts are a great way to do it and, well, to keep learning other things and doing, not just learning, but doing other things as you go, because let's be honest, we've got a lot to do. We're really busy. And speaking of having a lot to do, I think it's time to move on to today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble only on the show with no name. Oh, wait. Did I say Double Trouble? It's not Double Trouble today. Today, it's Triple Trouble. What does that mean? That means you have to use the same word 3 times. You have to use the same word thrice. What? Thrice? Bueno, thrice existe. You sound very pedantic when you say it. So just think of iba a decir Eddie Murphy. No, it's Eddie Murphy. Just think of Lionel Richie. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady. Temazo, by the way. But let's not get into the lyrics yet, because Name That Lyric is in the final part of the show, which we've got a lot of stuff to look at. We've got jokes, we've got famous birthdays. We're going to solve our Say What soundbite as well. And of course, we're going to say goodbye and sing together. But first, I'm going to challenge you with our Triple Trouble. Good luck, guys. And remember, it's not about being first. If you're first and it's wrong, then you weren't first, right? So you got to keep that in mind here. This is about accuracy, right? Accuracy es precisión. So I want you to be accurate, right? Accuracy es el sustantivo and accurate es el adjetivo. Always do that, guys. When you find a word, play with it. Porque seguro dices, okay, he aprendido accurate, preciso. Well, your calculation was pretty accurate. Pero no te quedes ahí con accurate. Quédate también con, okay, you accurately predicted it, adverbio. Oh, your accuracy is very, así tienes adverbio, sustantivo, verbo. Ahora, no siempre funciona así, but usually by playing with that root, jugando con la raíz, the example I always use is this. My boss, this is not true. My boss is awesome. But my boss is very bossy. He's always bossing me around. Te he dado el verbo, boss around, bossy, adjetivo, and boss, sustantivo. So you kind of got the whole, the whole 9 yards there. All right, Alberto, focus here, focus. Hay que admitir que no me van a conceder una subvención. So hay que admitir que no me van a conceder una subvención. Okay? You have to use the same word 3 times. The good thing is we're going to go to a commercial break, so you have time to think about it. Pero hay que admitir que no me van a conceder una subvención. Good luck, guys. We'll take a look at that right after our final commercial break. We'll be right back, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the 4th and final part of today's show with no name. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. I hope you guys are having a good time. I hope you're learning. I hope you are laughing. And we have so much to cover. So I'm going to give you guys the Say What soundbite here for the 4th and final time. And in fact, I think we have a winner. Let me scroll through the comments. Well, let's listen to it and then I'll show you who our winner is. Here it is, folks, the fourth listen.
We never hung out, and that makes me sad. All the good times we could have had.
Nice ride.
But when I die, Uncle Preston, you better say cheers. Cause me and you are hanging at the pearly gates. I'll bring the beers. I'll bring the beers.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the fourth and final listen. And yes, we do have a winner, somebody who nailed it after the third listen. Please give it up for your classmate, Laura. Awesome job, Laura. Wow. Impressive, impressive. Okay, well, let's see what we've got over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to look at our triple trouble now. Let's not celebrate yet because we've got a lot of work to do up ahead. And right now we're in the triple trouble. Normally it's a double trouble. Today it's a triple trouble. And let's see, the first person to participate is Jose Maria or JM Hermosilla. And let me give you the translation again, just in case. I'm sure some people would like to hear it again. Hay que admitir, o he de decir, he oído algo así, he de decir, he oído algo. Bueno, hay que admitir que no me van a conceder una subvención. Okay, you have to use the same word 3 times. Okay, let's see. Jose Maria Hermosilla says, it's granted that they aren't grant me a grant. You are on the right track. You're on the right track over there, JM Hermosilla, but the structure's a little bit off. Let's see, Laura, I have to grant that they are not going to grant me a grant. Okay, it sounds a little bit forced, that first part, but it is, you could say it is correct. I'm going to give you an applause because the structure is right. But there's another way to say this, an easier way, where we can just eliminate the subject here, okay? And so we would say in English, granted, directamente. Tengo que decir, es verdad que, aquí pone granted. Se puede decir granted or granted that. So, no hace falta el it's. Es raro porque en este sujeto, en este frase aquí, este uso, no usamos. So, granted, I got here early, but, es verdad que, es cierto que, hay que admitir que, sin duda, ciertamente, admittedly. ¿No? Hay que decir, debo admitir, granted, I did come here late today, so my apologies. Granted. Lo usamos bastante para empezar una frase. Granted. Okay? So, hey, does this remind you of something we looked at before? Hugh Grant? Aha! You see what I did there? Okay, not that funny. I know. I try and be funny, but usually this happens. Yeah, I know. So, I would translate it as, okay, granted, they aren't going to grant me the grant, okay? You can say it's granted, but I think it just sounds more normal to say granted. No, de verdad, no, hay que decirlo. Granted, they aren't going to grant me, so lo usamos como verbo, conceder, a grant, una subvención. Es un verbo regular, granted, right? Bueno, como sabemos de la primera parte. So, excellent job if you said granted. They aren't going to grant you a grant, all right? And remember, it's a little bit different. Sometimes they say grants in the educational system, but a lot of times we talk about scholarships. A scholarship where some of your schooling is paid for, if not all of it. You have sports scholarships, but a grant, well, can be anything. And university can receive a grant, right? So grant, a great word. Now, also another thing that comes to mind is an expression we use all the time with this granted, and it's don't take something or somebody for granted. No lo das por hecho, no lo das por sentado, como siempre lo vas a tener. Don't take your English classes for granted. Make the most of them. Granted, hay que decir, they're fun, but there's still classes. And who knows, maybe because your English improved so much from watching this program and listening to this program that they'll grant you a grant to study in the USA. And who knows, maybe you'll get to meet Hugh Grant. Okay, it's silly, but if it helps you remember that, well, job done. Okay, so conceder, to grant somebody something. Una subvención is a grant. And decir, bueno, por cierto, hay que admitir, granted, no, hay que admitir. So really, really native stuff we are looking at today in our Double Trouble. But it's time to move on, folks. It's time for a little humor in a section we call You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch! Ouch! You get it? Ouch! He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, folks. That's right. It's time for our joke section. And as always, all you have to do in this section is tell us if you get the joke. And if you get it, you have to explain it. You can't just tell me, oh, that was funny. You got to explain it to me, right? So, well, not to me. Think of it this way. Think of it like your fellow students totally missed it. It went over their head, como decimos en inglés. No lo captaron. So it's up to you to say, bueno, es porque esta palabra significa tal y esta palabra. But obviously, you have to do it in English. Okay, so here we go, my amigos. How can a pregnant woman, so if you're pregnant, una forma muy nativa, pero no tan formal, es to be knocked up. Okay, hay una película que se llama Knocked Up. Como... So how can a pregnant, y cuidado que he oído gente decir preñan, no preñada, no, pregnant, okay? How can a pregnant woman tell, ¿cómo se nota? How can she tell that she's carrying a future lawyer? Okay, that she's carrying, que lleva, está portando, a futuro lawyer, okay? And where does a woman carry the baby? In the womb, el útero, el vientre. In the womb. Hablando de las B's mudas, we looked at det, doubt. Well, what about womb? And tomb, tumba. And thumb, and numb, entumecidos. Make a list of your silent B's. So, how can a pregnant woman tell that she's carrying a future lawyer? Well, she has an uncontrollable craving for bologna. No. She has an uncontrollable craving for bologna. Well, we looked at that the other day. We looked at a craving, right? Un antojo, to crave something, tener el mono. Remember, I made a joke. Wes Craven is craving popcorn. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop with the jokes. But did you guys get the joke? Did anybody get it? How could she tell? ¿Cómo se dio cuenta? ¿Cómo se enteró? ¿Cómo podría saber that she was carrying a future lawyer? And it's because she had an uncontrollable craving, which is very common when you're pregnant, to have a craving, for bologna. Does anybody get it? No? Nobody, huh? Okay, all right. Well, German, you put the word baloney, but that doesn't really tell me anything at all, right? Remember, if you're going to participate in the joke section, your goal is to explain it to the rest of the class, because I see Laura said, and Laura's got a really high level. She said, it just went over my head. No lo pillé. Paco as well. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'll explain it. Don't worry, I won't make you guys do my job. I'll do it myself. Well, I know usually people can, yo sé este significado. All right, well, we've got two words here that sound the same. We've got the word Bologna. Bologna se escribe, Bologna, okay? It's obviously from Bologna in Italy. It's a famous, you call it mortadella de Bologna, okay? So that se escribe B-O-L-O-G-N-A, Bologna, okay? Se escribe. Se pronuncia bologna. And so in the United States, it's very possible, okay? It's very, very possible. I remember having bologna for lunch all the time. My mom, we would have ham, jamón york, turkey. Also, bologna was very popular, and it still is, mortadella de Bologna. Pero se escribe Bologna, pero se llama bologna. Muy bien. Ya tenemos eso. So it's a kind of food. She was having a craving for mortadella. Okay, good. But also baloney, que se escribe B-A-L-O-N-E-Y, means nonsense. Tonterías, inventos, chuminadas, chorradas. Oh, man, I don't believe you. That's baloney. Ahora, suenan exactamente igual. De hecho, hay gente que escribe la mortadela como esto, como tontería. They are homophones. We don't say bologna, we say bologna. Oh, man, I had a bologna sandwich and now I've got some heartburn. Tengo un poco de indigestión. And then somebody says to you, your friend says, oh, come on, that's baloney. Eso es un invento. Eso es una chuminada. Te lo has inventado. It's baloney. No te creo. Baloney. All right? You get it now? Well, lawyers, they have this reputation, you know, for being experts in baloney. So you get it now, guys? It's how can a pregnant woman tell that she's carrying a future lawyer in her womb? She has an uncontrollable craving for baloney. Okay, all right. Not the greatest joke in the world, but hopefully you learned some new vocabulary, and hopefully you're ready for our next section, which is a celebration, my amigos. I hope you're ready to celebrate on today's famous birthday trivia. That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name, and we'll see if you guys can figure out who our famous birthday people are. The first person, remember, give me all these people in one communication here, right? In one post, right? One tweet, whatever you want to call it, but one. Give me all three of them, okay? The first person, he probably, in my opinion, he's probably one of the greatest singers ever to ever walk this planet. And some of his songs, well, they called him, they still do, the King of Soul. And I can just listen to this guy on repeat. His songs are so amazing, and he influenced so many other people. Some of his songs, These Arms of Mine, Estos Brazos Míos, These Arms of Mine, which came out in 1962. Also, probably the one you know the most, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, Wasting Time. I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, sentado en el muelle de la bahía, sitting on the dock of the bay. And Respect, Try a Little Tenderness. Oh, that's a beautiful one. If you're ever having problems with your lady, don't try and be like a tough guy, un duro. Try a little tenderness, as this guy tells you. Intenta un poco de ternura, cariño. Try a little tenderness. Not just a beautiful song, but a great philosophy as well. And one of my favorites of his is called Fa Fa Fa, the sad song. Fa 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 fa. Fa 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 fa. I keep singing that sad, sad song. A sad song is all I know. Oh man, if you don't know this guy, you should have him. You should have a playlist with all his greatest hits. I'm sure you can find it on Spotify. Next up, this guy was born in 1960. He's an English actor and producer, and he's been in so many movies. He usually plays a dashing means handsome, a dashing leading man. His name in Spanish, his last name, his surname is Subvencion. It's also conceder. It was also the words we looked at in today's Double Trouble. But he usually plays the romantic lead. He's been in the movies Notting Hill with Julia Roberts, Bridget Jones' Diary, About a Boy, 2 Weeks' Notice, which was today's Name That Movie. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. And Love Actually. Ooh, that one has a false friend. Es amor realmente, no actualmente. Love Actually, and so many more. He's a very famous actor, although I don't really like his type. Next up, though, this is my type of actor. This guy's an actor, a producer. He usually plays every man. He usually plays a moron, an idiot, right? But he is not. In fact, if you put out 5 movies a year and you're still relevant after being on Saturday Night Live and all of that, well, this guy knows how to stay relevant. And I love him. He's been in so many movies, a lot of stupid movies, but lately, stupid, I mean like sophomoric, like farts and stuff. I love that stuff. I don't watch comedies to like be challenged. I watch comedies to laugh, right? And I usually laugh at stupid things. And so this guy, I love him. I'm a huge fan. My wife doesn't really like him, but lately he's been doing some more serious roles, and I think he's a great actor. If you see him, he did a movie recently about basketball called Hustle, which is really cool. Also, Uncut Gems, really, really great actor. And as far as I'm concerned, and obviously he's a producer as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. The first person to nail all 3 of them, please give it up for Laura. Nice job, Laura. Laura says the birthday boys and girls are Otis Redding. Guys, do yourselves a favor. And as soon as we're done with the show today, go over to Spotify, go over to YouTube, wherever you listen to music, and just put Otis Redding greatest hits and just get ready to be entertained with the most soothing, tranquilizante, soothing, but also it's intense too. It's incredible. I think, in my opinion, one of the greatest vocalists ever. So Otis Redding, number 1. Number 2, Hugh Grant. Yes. Not a big fan, as you already know. And last but not least, my hero, the king of sophomoric humor, Adam Sandler. So those are your famous birthdays. And that'll bring us over to our Say What soundbite. This is Adam Sandler in the movie Mr. Deeds. And he plays a guy who writes greeting cards. Él escribe tarjetas de Navidad, de cumpleaños, birthday, Christmas. And it's a great movie if you haven't seen it, Mr. Deeds. It's a remake, but obviously with Adam Sandler, it's just a little bit more moronic, and I love it. I've seen it a million times, by the way. And he found out in this scene that his uncle, who he never met, his estranged uncle, died. He passed away, kind of like the Queen of England. And so if you notice, he's rhyming here. He wrote this poem, so he's rhyming this poem over here. And he goes, we have never hung out. Nunca hemos quedado. Nunca nos hemos coincidido. We have never hung out. And that makes me sad. Y eso me entristece. And that makes me sad. All the good times we could have had. todos los buenos momentos que podríamos haber tenido. All the good times we could have had. And then a guy in the audience, the Reverend Al Sharpton, says, nice rhyme. Me gusta como rima. Nice rhyme, he says, right? He goes, but when I die, Uncle Preston, cuando yo muero, Uncle Preston, you better say cheers. Más te vale decir cheers. Y este es el acento de New Hampshire, se supone, because he was born in New York, but he grew up in New Hampshire. So he goes, but when I die, Uncle Preston, you better say cheers. It's a little bit different, because when me and you are hanging at the pearly gates, cuando tú y yo estamos de colegueo, estamos de tranquis, quedando, when you and me are hanging at the pearly gates is another way to say heaven. The St. Peter's gates. He goes, I'll bring the beers. I'll bring the beers. Y si os fijáis, rima y todo. Here's Adam Sandler from the movie Mr. Deeds.
We never hung out, and that makes me sad. All the good times we could have had.
Nice rhyme.
But when I die, Uncle Preston, you better say cheers. If me and you are hanging at the pearly gates, I'll bring the beers. I'll bring the beers.
All right, there you go, folks. Adam Sandler. You can catch tons of his movies on Netflix, I believe. And the latest one, as I said, it's like a serious movie, and he plays a serious role, and I think he does a pretty decent job. All right, my amigos, time for our final section now. Name that lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric, the final. I can't believe it. I'm getting choked up over here. The final section. And I see all your comments. Thank you, Rosaline, Marta, Elena, Paco, all of you who joined us today and every day. It's been an absolute pleasure. In fact, a nice round of applause for all of you for all the effort and the energy you put in every day. Remember, we've got tons of amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio. Also, remember, you've got the Vaughn Disney Collection, the Disney Vaughn Collection, sorry, Disney, the Disney Vaughn Collection, which is coming out on the 10th of September. That's this coming Saturday, and you should pick it up. It's $1. Well, we don't use dollars. €1 with Marca and El Mundo. After that, it'll be $6.95, but I think it's well worth it. And granted, y hay que decirlo, hay que admitirlo, granted, I worked on it. You'll hear my voice in this first edition. So thank you guys for being here every day. You've got that. You've got Milk too. We've also got our pub quiz, our trivia night coming up as well. That's on the 21st. So many exciting things to do. And you've got a bunch of awesome content that awaits all afternoon here on Vaughn Radio. So make sure you download the free app. Here's today's Name That Lyric. Esto es la oración de mi amante. This is my lover's prayer. It's an interesting word because we pray. El verbo is to pray, but it's called a prayer. You know Bon Jovi? Living on a prayer, take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. Oh, so this is my lover's prayer. I hope it'll reach out to you, my love. Espero que te llegue a ti, mi amor. This is my lover's prayer, and I hope you can understand it, my love. Espero que lo entiendas, mi amor. My life is such a weary thing. Hey, weary, eso lo sabéis vosotros. Weary, agotadora. My life is such a weary thing. We've got a winner, folks. It is J.M. Hermosilla. Great job, J.M. Hermosilla. It's Lover's Prayer by Otis Redding. And what a great song it is. We can't play too much of it, but I urge you guys to listen to it. Yeah, because of copyright stuff. But I urge you guys to listen to it on your own. We'll listen to a little bit of it as we say goodbye. Thank you so much for being here today and every day. It's always a pleasure. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow. Is my lover's prayer.